There we go. So, welcome everybody. It's noon o'clock here on the West Coast, 3 p.m. Eastern, or whatever time it happens to be where you are right now, because you are here. Very, very simple. So, we are very glad to have you with us on this Saturday, October 14th. And hopefully, for those of you that have experienced it, was quite a nice little thing earlier today. We had a partial solar eclipse.
Yay!
Here on the West Coast, at least in Southern California, it was 70 to 80%. It was about 73% of an eclipse, but I hear that in Texas, between Texas and Oregon, if you draw a straight line from there, it was a full eclipse. And so it was very nice. And if not, you can always look online. I know I was watching the Griffith Observatory feed. NASA has its feed, so it's just incredible. Mother Nature, I mean, wow, she does some amazing stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so it is Ask Me Anything, where you get the opportunity to ask questions of a certified multimillionaire who is going to join us in just a quick minute. First of all, I want to thank all 6,180 of our subscribers. OMG, all of you, thank you, thank you, thank you so very much for being a part of our amazing community. We appreciate you, we love you, and we are so glad to have you here with us. And of course, we'd ask that you spread the word. That's that you share that with everyone out there. The other thing is, Robert, I got to say your post this morning on your chats was incredible. Before I get to that post, I just want to let everybody know, if you have a question of Robert, there are 3 ways that you can ask Robert a question. 2 are kind of similar. The first one is, if you're on YouTube and watching us, go ahead and type your question in the chat and we will ask it on your behalf. The second one, if you are on Zoom, same thing. Type your question in the chat. We will ask it on your behalf. The third way, you can ask Robert a question directly, and it's very simple to do. Basically, you got to raise your hand. And if you do have a question, just put your cursor here in the middle of the screen where you see me. And then on the either on the bottom, or if you click the 3 dots where there is a more, click on reactions. And then in reactions, you click on raise hand. And you can go ahead and ask Robert directly, one-on-one, your question. That's why this is called Ask Me Anything. And we will be starting in just a quick second. So there we are. If you are watching us on YouTube, please go ahead and hit that like button. We appreciate you. We love you. And if you want to join our community, our Inner Circle community, please do so by clicking the join button. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, very simple. Right down here at the bottom. If you're not, or if you're watching a little later and it's not there, just go ahead and go to roberthollis.com/join and be part of an amazing inner circle where we do a lot more, and you have access to more breakthrough sessions that we have with Robert. I think I've said all of my piece except for this, Robert. I love what you quoted on your Facebook page earlier today. I want to share it with everybody before we get things going. Robert shared this. He said, "Your life has purpose. Your story is important. Your dreams count. Your voice matters. You were born to make an impact." And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the gentleman who has helped 67 people become millionaires. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Hollis!
Craig, again, thank you so much. The hostess with the mostest. I love it. Appreciate you so, so much. And man, things just keep getting gooder and gooder. I've now over 15 minutes on the rowing machine, and I'm down in the 280s. So hey, I mean, it's like it's pretty amazing. And I always find it very interesting what you could put your mind to. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's And it's crazy because one of the things is I tell every one of you that thoughts are things, right? And I think every one of you believe that thoughts are things. And, throughout my life, every once in a while, I've just said, enough's enough. I'm going to start exercising. And I start walking and I start exercising. Literally every single time that I start exercising and really getting into it, I pass a kidney stone. And I've struggled with kidney stones my whole entire life. And one of the things that I think is funny is I've had my kidney stones diagnosed. I probably have had over 30 of them. And I finally ran into this Asian doctor. He was a kidney specialist in California. And he looks at me and he says, can I be straight with you? Because some people can't handle that. And I said, of course you can be straight with me. And he says, you need to lose over 100 pounds and you got to start drinking a lot of water. You're never going to get rid of them. And, how many people love hearing the brutal truth? You know what I mean? It's like, I hope that some of my videos that I've been doing recently, I know that people have been sending me a lot of messages going, I feel like you're talking to me. I feel like you're beating me up. And when it really comes down to it, so I'm still trying to pass a kidney stone today. Just put me in your thoughts and prayers. And so we're probably only going to go an hour because when I have to go, I have to go. So I might just say, see ya, and I might just be gone. I'll let Craig close it up. But one of the things that is different this time is, Mary sent me a bunch of messages today about Dino, Dino, the voices that are telling you, you can't do it. Do you guys realize that every other time in my life when I started to pass a kidney stone, what would I do? Well, it's extremely painful. So I would stop exercising. And sometimes it takes me quite a while to pass the stones. You know what I mean? So sometimes it takes a week, sometimes it's taken a couple of months for me to totally pass the stone. So when I don't feel well, no one wants to work, right? When we don't feel 100%, it's like, listen, I'll put this off. And that's when I've normally done it. This time I've exercised through every single day. And here's the one thing that I know is pretty crazy about our minds, if you guys will agree. Do you know that I realized this time pushing through it and working out anyway, that not only did my kidney stones bother me before, but I still get to exercise and they still bother me. So that meant that in the past, I could have exercised instead of stopped because it doesn't change the way it feels. In fact, when I'm exercising, it hurts less because my mind's not on it. How many of you guys have realized that when you're beating yourself up, staying in that mode is not the right mode to stay in? In fact, you should be doing the very thing that you're avoiding. You should be doing the very thing that you're avoiding. And so what the voice does to us is not only get us distracted, stops us from doing the thing that we're supposed to be doing, but then also talks us into doing other things except for the thing that we should be doing. So, Mary, I left you a bunch of voice clips, but that is the deal. It's like each and every day, other than exercising, if I'm not connecting with people that I've never met, just to connect, just to give a gift. If you guys are not filling that box, just know this for a fact. It's like me hoping that I would lose weight. If you look at your organization right now and the number of people that you have contributing to your vision, and that number is less than 3, I can guarantee you the last time you had these negative thoughts, it was also less than 3. And some of you still have not found a person that is making a full-time income in your organization because you're not thinking of people, you're thinking of you. End of story. So there's a lot of people out there that need help. And instead of thinking how to reach out to them and pass them to somebody that can help them, you just consistently stay in your own way and keep duplicating the same pattern over and over and over. So next week, it's funny because my mentor did this to me, and we'll go into Q&A. My mentor used to say to me, Robert, what makes you a good mechanic? So I want you guys to all think about your life, right? And what you're good at. And the way that my mentor would always explain this is, what if you were called into court to be a witness, either for the prosecution or the defendant, right? And when you first get on stage, they say to you, Bill, before you do any testimony, please explain to people your credentials and why you're an expert. And my mentor would do that with me as far as being an auto mechanic, and you could not shut me up. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about? It's like when you're confident in what you know how to do, it's like, bring it on. Bring it on. You know what I mean? So I could rattle off stuff saying, not only graduated top of my class at the North Dakota College of Science, but my degree was in automotive engineering. I'm a master automotive technician. Here's all my certifications. I've worked with Victory race cars, and I've worked with Roger Penske on these race cars. And we won 1, 2, and 3 in the Indy 500. I then took all that experience and sponsored a car and won the Michigan 500. I could go on and on and on and on and on, right? So what I see happens in this industry is when I got involved in network marketing, knew I didn't know anything. So every time I connected with someone, I was giving praise and recognition to someone that was better than me and getting them in front of their material as fast and quickly as possible. In fact, I would even tell people, listen, if you knew what my income was, you wouldn't ask me any questions. I would humble myself that much, because I go, listen, don't ask me any questions, because if you ask me questions, let me show you what I've earned in the last month with this company, and you'll stop asking me questions. And that's what allowed me to create the momentum that I have. And so I ask each and every one of you is, if someone said to you, okay, so you're a network marketer, you're an affiliate marketer, you're a life coach. Now we're going to put you on stand and give us the credentials to prove to us that you're an expert. And most of you would go, I'm not an expert. But yet in the world, you portray that you are. With your videos, your brand, all this stuff, you're portraying that you are. And you wonder why you're not attracting people. You know why you're not attracting people? The universe is protecting them. The universe is protecting them from you, because you can't show them how to make a full-time income because you haven't done it for yourself. So you're trying to step into the expert role before you're an expert. How you guys like that? See, so if people knew me, I'm not bragging, but I'm the opposite of that. Where I would get people mad at me is when we showed up at the convention, then I would walk the stage in the top 5, getting an award. And then I would have people walking up to me, hey, you playing that old auto mechanic from Montana bullshit's not working anymore. And I go, what do you mean? You can't walk across the stage and make $200,000-$300,000 a year and say you don't know anything about this industry. And I would look at him and go, but it's working. It's working. Yeah, but why don't you do your own Super Saturday trainings? Not interested. Why don't you do your own? And it was like, no, I'm not gonna. So 18 months, I made over $1 million before the age of 30 by making the person that was an expert. I made sure everyone in my group knew that he was the expert. And so nowadays, because of the internet, it's like everyone's an expert. If you don't believe them, just ask them. So if someone said, hey, I tell you guys, when you listen to somebody, why aren't you bold enough to ask them? Hey, I'm investing a lot of time. I'm investing a lot of money and effort into this. I need this to be my full-time income, and I need it to happen as fast as possible. Is there any way you can show me your last 90 days of income? I want to see your last 90 days of income. Well, that's not legal. Yeah, that's usually not a good answer to someone that's documented. You see what I mean? So, again, I apologize for having to leave early here, but let's get some questions answered. And I hope that, you at any time, you can build your business by doing the right things and stop overthinking and allowing the Dino to make you do things that don't duplicate. Right? So go ahead.
All right. Well, let's get this party started. I see 3 hands up. I see Jerome, Tom, but we're going to start with the gentleman whose hand went up first. At least that's what I have listed. Bill Shoemaker, please go ahead, open up and share with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Craig Jackman. And hey, I got my clips in for the day.
Ah, cool.
That was cool. Robert, I am so proud of you, brother.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm an exerciser most of my life, and I've had periods where I got out of shape, but that's what I really know how to do. And recently, I am addicted to exercise. I mean, totally addicted.
Very cool. Congratulations. That's awesome.
But you know what else I'm getting addicted to? Connecting to people.
Amen.
That's something that I know I have a talent for, but just, the Dino and, all that bullshit. But anyway, getting better at that. So my question for you today is, I loved your PowerPoint that you showed us the other day. Is there any way that we can use that for a theoretical example?
Yeah, I can definitely post it. I'm still working at it, but I'm not going to make that as an excuse not to share it with you guys. So
one other thing, Robert, my father had a lot of kidney stone problems too, and somebody told him to start drinking distilled water. And he did that. He got his own distiller, and by God, he never had a kidney stone for the rest of his life. It was weird. So I don't know if there's truth to that. Just a thought.
I'm willing to do that.
Yeah.
So here's the Google Doc.
Awesome.
You guys can definitely use that, and I haven't added like a little bit of a close to it. It used to be at the very end, I would say, now you just, get in where you fit in. Do you want to be free, builder, director, and executive? So right. I haven't used a slide yet that would say, get in where you fit in. Would you be free? This builder bucks,
Right.
the one or the gold one. You know what I mean? So.
Well, when you update it, we'll have that update too, right?
Oh yeah, that's a live one. So as soon as
Thank
I
you for
upload it,
that.
it'll be
That is
updated.
so awesome. That's
You bet.
nice that you didn't get any sleep.
Yeah, I love staying busy. I love, just consistently doing stuff to create a bigger impact. And
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. You're awesome,
Well,
brother.
I can see all these colored things logging on to the Google Doc. So that's pretty cool.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Bill. I love and appreciate you, man. I'm proud of you. Baby steps, man.
Right on. Baby steps.
You
Bill,
bet.
thank you. In fact, I'm going to ask him because I've seen that happen in the chat. Robert, will this be in a video? Are you going to put it into a video as well?
Yeah.
Like Steps to Success was?
Yep. This will replace the other 5K video that I have.
Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, look for it, and I'm sure that we are going to announce that when it's all ready to go.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, there we are. Tom Booth, there you are. I see you there. Go ahead. There's your unmute. Please open up and share with us.
All right. Well, thank you very much. It's a privilege to be on here, Robert. And first of all, I'm just very thankful that you're stepping up, taking better care of yourself. That's very important to all of us, that you be healthy and doing well, because you're the mentor of mentors, really.
Well, thank you, Tom. And thank you for all your donations too. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure, to help in a little way. And one other comment that you made, about like pushing us, in my music career, it was really the people that pushed me the hardest that were the biggest help, because by the time I got into my training, I didn't need to be hugged. My mom hugged me, told me I was good. I needed people to slam me like, hey, that's wrong. That's not good. Tom, you're not doing it well. And that made me grow. And I accepted it, It's just
I really love people being direct with me.
I love that.
And sometimes, not sometimes, I would probably say because of my lack of maturity, I would always get my feelings hurt when I gave people permission to criticize me. But I think that's part of being mature. I think it's when like I said, stop bullying yourself. You know what I mean? I think it's always great to have mentors that say, hey, listen, man, you're dropping the ball big time. And you gave me permission to tell you to step it up and you can get better. And man, I'm glad. I've always been glad that I've told my mentors that.
Yeah, I'm happy to have it. My wife and daughter do that for me. That where's the money, Tom? So, so I hear it, but that's the truth. So what I wanted to ask you, what I want to do, just I know we're pressed for time, just a little role playing. And so I just saw you requested you to be my friend on Facebook, and you accepted. And so I send you a thank you. Thank you, Robert, for agreeing to be my friend. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to getting to know you, and hope you and your family are well. And then I leave it at that. And then you respond back and say, well, thank you so much, Tom. It's a pleasure to meet you too. And I would say, well, thank you, Robert, for responding. And it makes me think, knowing you, I have a special thing I'd like to share with you that's made a big difference in my life, and I hope you'll accept it. And I'm sending that off to look for that now. And then if they look at it and then get back to me and say, oh, Tom, I love that, the science of getting rich, how wonderful that was. I'd never heard about that. And then I would respond and say, I'm excited that it made a difference, because it makes a difference in a lot of people's lives. So I wanted to just wonder if you would do me a huge personal favor. And, if you can think of people that that we could reach out to and help, that need to make money, need to improve their life. And in order for you to know what I'm talking about, I'd like to share with you a special video. And that would give you an overview of who we are and what I'm doing. Would that be okay? Great. And I send that over. So is that kind of the process so far? Am I doing
totally the process? Totally the process.
And then when they look at it, that I would talk to them about, there's a free affiliate account that you can become a member of, and also your your person that you refer me to would join, and they can actually market some of our products and get paid in 1 to 2 weeks after they send that to a customer. So I
Yep.
believe that would be the process. So it's
Yes.
really kind of that simple.
It's very, very, very simple. And yeah, the way that you said it and the quickness that you did, the one thing that I would probably share with you, Tom, is, again, like I tell everybody, everyone's unique and has, everyone's unique. So really, really trust your instincts as they refer back and forth, just constantly, just don't feel like you're a robot. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I've said, and everything that you just did in the role play, I've said a tenth of that, and it's worked perfectly. And then based on everything that you said, I've got steered off course because of what they've asked, and I've sort of helped them more, and I didn't feel like I should ask them to help me at all.
It could happen.
Yeah, and so just always be open to trusting your instincts, and that's a practice as well. It is learning to trust your feelings and who you are, and so you can steer them in the right direction. Because I there was a guy today that every one of you know people that know everything, right? And a guy that I ran in today, he was telling me he was emphatic that he knew things about his country where MDC couldn't do business there. And I just felt in my instincts that there was absolutely zero time to spend with him correcting him.
Yep, definitely.
So I said, well, until you feel comfortable with MDC in your country, here's some videos to help you understand the process and the philosophy of this industry, because I believe the way that you're going about it is more from the employee mentality, and it's not from the business person mentality.
Oh, yeah.
And he came back and he goes, I've never even heard anyone divide those two. So see, I really believe that if I would have went out of my way going, well, some of the stuff that you're saying is untrue, I know that I would have never got to that point. I would have never got to the point. I'm going, well, majority of people fail in everything in life because they just really, truly don't understand the philosophy of this industry. They treat it like there's employed or self-employed, and that their goal is to sell everyone on the product. I said that is not this business model. Well, if it's not about selling the product, what would it be? And I just shared with him, I said, well, my wife buys certain things at Target, and then she's got another shopping list for Walmart. And then she's got another shopping list for Costco. And then she's got another shopping list for things that she buys from Amazon. Why do you think she has 4 separate shopping lists? And he goes, well, that's common sense. You can get stuff cheaper and better at another place versus the other. And I go, you're almost to where I need you to be. And he was like, well, what do you mean? I normally wouldn't go in that depth, Tom, with somebody. But by the time I got done, he goes, so you said that your company allows people to sign up free as an affiliate? And I said, yes. And he goes, well, why don't I just be an affiliate of your company and learn from your company? And as you build a group underneath me, maybe when they get everything approved in India, I can start working it in India. And I said, how many people from India do you think live in the United States? He goes, oh my God, millions. And I said, it's a good thing that they don't need premium quality products at a discount. And they also don't need to supplement their income. And he came back and went, I could build a group of people from India in the United States. And I said, you could, but you would first have to have the right philosophy. And so he signed up as an affiliate.
That's awesome. Well, you
And
nurtured him. Yeah.
yeah, so it's just like, people, I don't know who sent me a message recently, and they just said that oh, I think that was Mary too, that was talking about she got a certain people in a group, and then the way she was trying to explain to them came across like they went, oh, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing, one of those company kind of things. It's very difficult when someone mentally in their mind believes that they know what you're doing and they won't listen to you, that it's not that. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So you notice I always use parables, I'll use analogies, I'll use all kinds of things to get them to have the aha moments.
Right.
That I never really thought about that.
Yeah, you're very patient. You're not trying to be the big closer, like just to put them in. You take them a different direction, and then you open the light for them so they could.
Yeah. I had someone that, I won't say his name, but you guys all know who he is. And he sent me a message yesterday after doing what's the difference between a sponsor and a recruiter. And he watched that video and he goes, that was the biggest slap that I've had upside my head. And to think that I've been teaching people to recruit and not sponsor. And he said, I said, well, that's why you became a trainer.
Yep.
And he goes, Robert, that's brutal. And I'm going, hey, you know what I mean? Throwing people in and doing, wish marketing, cross your finger marketing. It's like, man, there is a science behind this. And the one that I use for him, Tom, that I don't know if I said in the video, is if every one of us started our own business, just someone gave us a couple $1 million and said, Tom, I want you to start a business. And then the very first thing that we do after we get the money and get the location is we hire people to help us with that business. Would you ever hire someone, Tom, and then not teach them what you wanted them to do?
No.
See, it's so silly. And in this industry, we're like, hey, watch a couple of videos, put a list of 200 people together, and then go blow them out of the water. And it's like people are like, yeah, this business doesn't work. No kidding. No one ever showed you a right way of doing it. So thank you, Tom.
I'm going to just close with one little thing. I guess
Please.
That's probably why there is not like the percentage of people that you talk to that you recruit, because that's just like slam them in and roll them out. Your way, you don't know what the percentage might be. If you talk the way you do, more of a higher percentage would decide they want to be part of this.
Yeah, like I wrote in my book, my biggest success right now in my life is my ability to connect with the person, to actually get them to feel as quickly as possible that I actually freaking care.
Yeah. That's really important.
That I'm trying to think, how is that? Every one of us has watched videos of very successful people and how they treat fans versus how other people treat fans.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Just think of that one right there. And I recently watched one where this kid come running out on a soccer field, and the kid couldn't have been 10 years old. And the way the security guard went after him, and you should have seen his outfit. He couldn't have looked more exactly like Messi. The soccer player that now is playing for Miami. And this kid somehow got through security or whatever, and he's running wide open for his hero. And this guard stops him. And as soon as the guard stops him and Messi seen it, he was talking to like 3 or 4 people that you could see like were probably pretty important people. And he just dropped everything, ran over to the kid, got down on his knee, and gave the kid a hug. And then the kid had a marker. So he not only signed the autograph, but then he signed his shirt. And then he was looking for his parents to put his arm around so he could get a selfie with the kid. And I mean, we've all seen people that ignore fans, and then we see people that go out of their way for their fans.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I want to be like that in this industry. The thing that makes me feel the best is when people say, I can't believe that you're with who you are and what you've done in this industry, that you responded back to me right away. And I'm going like, I'm nothing special. You know what I mean?
Well, you are, but
well, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. But there's no way to treat people, again, the golden rule, like we covered on the podcast. So Tom, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate you.
Thank you, Robert, and best of luck with your kidney stone, and we'll be praying for you. So
this too will pass.
It will. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You bet.
Of course, pass being the operative word. Robert, do we have time for 2 more?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's on you with this. So, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the only 2 people that will be left on today's AMA, because Robert has got to take care of some things, will be David Oliver. You're coming up, but right now we're going to Jerome Marshall. So, Jerome, please open up and share with us.
Hey, Robert, how you doing, man? Hey, Craig, thank you so much.
Blessed and highly favored and deeply loved. How are you, Jerome?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. I praise God for everyone, and I'm praying for you, man.
Thank you.
I never had a kidney stone, but my best friend has, and I heard it is extremely brutal. And I also heard that apple cider vinegar mixed with water helps.
There's not a home remedy that I haven't tried.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, I'm not going. Oh, you're welcome. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I just want to give a praise to my new affiliate and my new friend Terry Hula Luke from Uganda. They're on here, and we met yesterday, and we were just talking, and I'm just looking to help change lives. I'm asking God to put me in the back and let people see Him. You know what I'm saying? So, right. And I'm sharing your videos and also Joshua Darmella's videos as well.
I see Joshua Darmella's on here, so that's a blessing. So to Luke, thank you very much for being on here. You're in good hands with Jerome. Thank you for being on.
I was just going to ask you if you could just send some encouragement to my new friend, because of course Uganda, they're not like the United States, but I don't think like that. I think that we could change the world if we work at it. So I asked you to give just a few words of encouragement. And also, if anyone wants some more, if anyone is looking for the "Are You Kidding Me" shirt, please let me know, and I'll let my man Malik know as well. So thank you so much, man. Love and appreciate you.
Yeah, all I can tell everyone is here to Luke is you see Joshua Daramella on here. It's like we become who we hang around. And so when you're hanging around an environment of a bunch of people that believe that they can't make it, if you got on Google and put in the most successful people from Uganda, you would find people that grew up and went to school in your country that have impacted millions and millions of people. And so what I always say to people is God is not a discerner of persons. So why did those people make a difference in Uganda and you can't? See, that's exactly the same thing that I said to Joshua Darmella, is like Joshua Darmella believes with all his heart that he's the impact for the people of Nigeria. He's one of the people that are going to impact millions of people in Nigeria. So you got to believe that, you know, the wisdom that is giving here, you can use that wisdom to empower you and your family, be an example of those people, and go out and make it happen. So thank you, Joshua. I see. Thanks for all the prayers and stuff. I'll heal fast for sure.
Amen. Well, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Jerome.
Thank you for your prayers, and thank you for your support, your love, and we give it back to you, man. We're going to pray for you, and you're going to make it.
Oh yeah, I am.
You're going to win. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah.
Love you,
Appreciate
man.
You.
Jerome, thank you, and welcome to Harry, Tulia, Luke. I guess that would be it. Everybody wave hi. And of course to Joshua. Thank you, Joshua, as well. All right. One more for today. And thank you again for your patience and for hanging in there, David. David Oliver, go ahead, please. Unmute yourself and share with us.
Hey, Robert, how you doing? I've seen other people have the same problem. They usually sit in a bathtub of hot water, as hot as they can stand it. You know what I mean? And just sit there. I have helped people. It's half your weight in water, divide that by 30, and drink that every hour and half hour. That's what you do to get yourself hydrated. Distilled water, you know this already. Question, in Don Failer's book, he explains that in order for him to get thousands and thousands of dollars a month, all he has to do is buy for himself products from the company that he's promoting. That's all he has to do. And what he does, he teaches people to do the same simple thing.
Yes.
So it's not like you're trying to sell. In fact, he said he sold one product over the last 20-some, 30-some years. So I guess what we don't understand is in network marketing, we're not selling the person on a product per se, but the idea of you use a product you love, use it every month. You find someone else that understands the concept and they duplicate the same thing.
When people understand that philosophy, and I think it's hilarious that people don't know that there's 200 million Prime members. If you talk to anyone that's a Prime member and ask them, you know, did Jeff Bezos or any member of his staff reach out to you and give you a 2-hour presentation and close your ass on being a Prime member? It's like, no. Well, why are you a Prime member? And if people could reduce it to the ridiculous, oh, it just seemed more valuable to me. It just seemed more benefits to me. So now here's another company, Costco. There's two groups of people that shop at Costco. I think this is hilarious. People that are a card member and other people that ask card members, can I go with you? So is beneficial as Costco is, there's still two groups of people that are doing it wrong. One group that goes, I ain't paying a frickin' membership to go to Costco. And another group that's going, I'm not going to ask anybody to go with them. See, it's like, if you were asking Costco, David, what should you do with those two groups of people? They would go, nothing. Leave them alone. So I still run into people, at least 2 a year, David, that will actually say this to me. And I'm going, so you don't even listen. Sometimes I make them mad. And they go, why should I pay you money or pay your company money to make money? And I'll say this really nice as I go, have you ever been accused of not listening before? Because they still think it's a trick because they're so used to being sold. And I said, you can earn money with MDC and not invest a dime.
Mm.
And you can start at the bottom and work your way all the way to the top.
Mm.
You don't have to invest any money. You don't have to buy anything. And if Costco and Amazon did two things, and every one of you know this is true. If all of a sudden you heard from Costco or Amazon, hey, David, if you tell people that are not on Amazon to become Amazon Prime members, we'll pay you on their subscription every month. Watch how fast we would sort. Because I'd say, oh, David, by the way, I hope his family's doing great. I hope your business is doing great. Do you shop on Amazon? Are you an Amazon member? Yeah, I am. That's awesome. Are you a Prime member? Yeah, I am. Okay. it's like, and so in my book, the thing that people don't understand the most about my book is how good I am at connecting and finding out if they're interested. And if they're not interested, David, it's like we didn't have any conversation. So if you said, yeah, I'm a Prime member, my next statement is, well, it's always fun spending time with you, David. Again, if you know anyone that's not an Amazon member, steer them my way. And that's why people go, I don't know of anybody, because you would never ever think to ask people if they were an Amazon member, right? So where my peak of interest comes from, like Don Fela says, is if people could understand, here's what I love most, David, about the super, 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 super old schoolers in this industry, is it was more community. And everyone was like in the same place. Like, not only is it more community, but you and everyone you hung out and everyone you knew worked at the car manufacturer.
Mm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when Amway first came out, and I would say to you, hey, David, do you know of anyone that would be interested in making a little money on the side? I would. Do you mind if Terry and I stop by one of these nights and talk to you and your wife on how to be able to get some extra money into your household?
Hmm.
And see, there were absolutely zero problems with me saying to you and your wife, you use shampoo for your hair for you and your family. I see you have pets. Do you give them dog treats? Of course I give them dog treats. David, are you and your wife or anyone in your family coffee drinkers? Oh, you are? Listen, I would like you to try some products that Terry and I are buying from this company. And there's a 60-day money back guarantee. And if you don't like them, we'll get your money back.
Hmm.
But Terry and I are trying to make some extra money to make ends meet. And David, instead of you and your wife spending $200 at Walmart or Target, at Costco or Amazon, I was hoping that I could convince you to use better quality products that get shipped directly to your home to support my wife and I. Again, if you don't like them, you get your money back.
Hmm.
And see, Amway and companies that are $8 billion a year companies still lean on that family or that personal relationship, where now when I come over and say that to you and you go, yeah, if the products are the same or better, I'd love to support you and your family. Well, David, remember when I asked you if you knew anyone that would like to make some extra money? I'd like to show you, and believe it or not, the Dexter Yeagers of the world. You know, you guys have heard that, you know, I've made 58 million in commissions. You know, Dexter Yeagers made 400, 500 million. And to think that, you know, they had over 1 million people in their group and they're gone. They no longer, him and his wife no longer live. And yet the organization still does they earn tens of millions of dollars a year from the legacy of them not even being here for their family, their children, their children's children, their children's children. And this whole part of this philosophy of what this industry was founded on has been lost. It's now companies are saying, my product is the best product. It's scientifically proven. It's gotten patents. It's the best product in the world. It's the best product in the world, and it's best product in the world. And you need to buy my product from me. The reason that the whole network marketing industry is in a downturn is because when the economy is bad, people stop buying luxury items. So just like you said, the theoretical example is designed to do one thing. So if you listen to anything that Dexter Yeager, if you can find anything that he's done on YouTube, the one thing that you'll hear is their little box is, David, how many people have you showed the plan to? The plan was the theoretical example. So I'm not only going to show you and your wife, David, how to take $200 away from the big guys, the $1 trillion companies, and we're all going to build a cause together. But what I'm going to do is, by showing you how to do that with a few other people, I'm going to show you how to get your product for free, David. Now, understand that you guys moved $200 away from Walmart, Target, Amazon, and Costco. But once you move that buying power over here, then I'm going to show you how to get it for free. So I actually put an extra $200 in your budget on a monthly basis. Now, the next goal is to help those people do the same. And when you help those people do the same, now you have profit. Now you're making $200 to $300 extra a month. And that's when you got to stop and go, David, if you were making an extra $300 a month, if you do like me, my wife really handles the buying and the budget in the household. So I just allow this money to go directly to her. So, you know, I'd look at your wife if you said, well, I work, she takes care of the household. So then for me to look at her and say, if I could put an extra $300 into your budget every month, how would that make you feel? Because women are not only the purchasers, but what's unique about women is women will say, well, I'd end up spending that money on David and my kids anyway. They very rarely think about spending money on them.
Right.
So now we're going to do that one more level. And now we got an extra $1,000 in your budget. What would you do with that money?
Go on vacation.
And that's where you get people to dream. And it's like with the new theoretical example that Josh did on brand bucks, it's like, how much do you want to make and how many people can you get to have the benefits of brand bucks? It's just mind-boggling to me. But you're right on track. And I tell David all the time, I tell people, you getting the philosophy of this profession before you start is going to allow your duplication to do exactly what happened with the best producers in this world. Because when people say stuff to them, and I've said this over and over again, you walk into a 5-year plus Amway rep and start yakking about your product, and they look at you like you're insane. Because they're like, you don't even understand the basics of this industry.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll say it too. They're like, listen, I have 600 people in my group that are consumers of quality premium products. And I love this, David, if you've heard me say this, if you go on Amway's website and look under frequently asked questions, and I would advise you guys all to do that. Just go to Amway.com and first of all, if you find them on YouTube, their product presentation's 45 seconds long and there's no voice. Other companies will spend an hour talking about their product. They encapsulate over 350 products in a 45-second presentation with no words, but no voice. So it just says we have premium quality products that you can't buy at stores or online. You only can buy through our company. They have a money back guarantee. We ask you to try them. So then you go to frequently asked questions on Amway's website. And one of the very first ones is, why are the products more expensive than you can buy from other stores? And their response is, quality premium products always cost more.
Yeah.
But the goal here is not only to have your family on the best products that are made, but for you to get them for free. Do you have that option with Walmart, Target, at Costco, or Amazon? No. See, so, their whole philosophy, and that is why a lot of people do not succeed at this, because they allow their environment and their programming that they've had their whole life creep in, and then they start going out there and selling stuff or trying to get big businesses. or it's not about that. So thank you, David. Did you watch the video I did yesterday?
Yep. I think that's what I've been involved in network marketing for 20 years. What's that? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Excellent.
Well, thank you. You gave me that idea because you're covering the important topics. So it's like the one way that I'll explain it is, if I gave you a treasure map and showed you how to go through and showed you where the marks were and where to go to get the X. And if you go there and you dig and you get the treasure, I don't know why the majority of people in this day and age will not follow the treasure map. They would rather do anything but, and then a large group of people will search the internet looking for a different treasure map. So that's why I say it's easier to say as little as possible to as many people as you can, as fast as you can, because it's always fun to build this business around people. And this is really being bold, like me. Just find people like me. Because I'm simple. If it makes sense, it makes dollars. It's like, oh, wow, that makes sense. I've never had any problem with someone saying, hey, I have a product that's the best, it's premium quality product. And because of that reason, it costs a little more, but I'd rather you buy it from me and support my family than support the Waltons. I'm like, I'm in it. But yet you got other people out there that are the two kinds of people I said with Costco that will actually say this, and they mean it. David, wait a minute. If I buy from your affiliate link, do you get paid?
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I feel sorry for your upbringing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because those are the people that when they see a female or an old lady changing a tire on the side of the road, they go by and not only get too close to the car, but honk their horn. It's like, we just can't help those people, man. It's like, we can't. But David,
Well,
I'm looking for people like you and I, that when we see someone on the side of the road, we're probably going to be a little late for our next appointment.
that's right. Yeah. Well,
And
I think that the other thing too that I've gleaned from it is that you only need 5 people.
Yes.
People think, oh my goodness, I got to find 18,000 loyal customers every month. I only need to find 5 people that I like, I connect with. When I say something, I can say very little and they get it.
Yep.
I have people like that.
I do too.
And so that's all I need. Now I will help those. Once I find my 5, I will quit finding 5 and I will help those 5 find their 5. That's it. I mean,
when you read the book, here's something that I know that people don't get in the book either. But when it says that the only way that you're duplicated is if you help somebody, help somebody, help somebody,
right?
you know, it's like this is another lost thing in this industry. It's like duplication is not closing somebody and moving on. You find the right person and you work with them until they get a belief check. And then you teach them how to help the person that they brought in to get them a belief check. And there's a phrase in this industry, David, that you'll learn as you go, but you always build depth for security and width for wealth. So listen to this statement. This is big. So in, Don Fela and Big Al Schroeder, these guys have been around the industry for 20 years longer than I, right? And one time Al Schroeder said, when I talked to everybody that ever was a millionaire in this industry, he said, I found out that people normally had just one super strong leg. So one super strong leg replaces your income. You get to leave your boss and get to do this full time. You got 2 people in your group that want to make full-time income, and I'm talking 50,000, 60,000 a year. I'm not talking 100,000. You're now making over 6 figures. Because if you had a person on your left and a person on your right that were making 5,000, they would be 50Ks. You would be 100K. And being 100K, you'd be making $10,000 a month. That's $120,000 a year. But think of the lifestyle and the freedom that you have. It's like, would that be worth it? Would it be worth replacing your income and still having this lifestyle? So then he said, the people that make mid 6 figures a year only have 3 separate legs with a full-time producer in each. So that's when people really stop. I'm making 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month. I don't need to do nothing. The people that are millionaires that make $1 million a year in network marketing have 4 or 5 producing legs. And so you just said, am I right, Robert? I need 5 people. Yeah, usually sometimes those 5 people are not personally sponsored. But by doing the theoretical and telling someone, give me the best person that you know, David, and introduce me to them, that's when a 4 introduces you to a 6 that introduces you to an 8 that introduces you to someone like me. When I got in the business, I went, what did you do before this industry? I worked at a tire store. And now you make 62 grand a month? Yeah, I am going to be a millionaire. There was, when he told me that he had 30,000 people in his group, I was going, what can stop me? What can stop me from finding people that want my lifestyle? Dino and other people's opinions. So I just remember like it was yesterday, David, 37 years ago, just going, all right, so maybe it might take me a few years to get as talented as this guy. But I know I can do 10% of what he's doing. So that would be replacing my auto mechanics income. And so every day, all day, those people, my mentors, kept pounding in my mind is, Robert, you're going to be the most, people are going to love you because you're consistently helping them get paid. So we love people that give us money, and then we love people that show us how to make money. So get good at that. And he told me, he said, Robert, you get good at this industry and you'll make more than professional athletes. You'll make more than actors and singers. And I went, I'll sign up for that. Never knowing that I would one day be where we are today, where I don't have to get up, take a shower, get my clothes on, go out to a food court at a mall and talk to people face to face, then get their phone number and then call them once they got home from work to set up a time to go show them a VHS tape. And now people look at this industry and go, I got to connect with someone, make them feel good and get them to watch like 6 minutes of a video. Yeah, that sounds tough to me, man. Whoa. That's tough. That's really tough. Yeah, it is tough learning to be a human being that cares for others. It does.
Yeah. For some of us.
It's really tough to think of yourself last instead of first all the time. So, David, thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you know. You bet. Have a great weekend.
David, thank you so very much. And I got to say thank you, everyone, for being a part of our AMA. We're going to respect Robert's time since he only has said he needed an hour. Robert, thank you so much for being here and for taking that time to be with us. We love you and we appreciate you. All right. Also got to thank the people who participated: Bill Shoemaker, Tom Booth, Jerome Marshall, David Oliver. Thank you for being here. If you want to save the chat, if you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and it's right there. It'll be there after we finish this presentation. There are the balloons and the hearts. They're going off. Gotta love it. If you want to save the chat from Zoom, it's very simple. You click on the 3 dots in the chat window and then click on Save Chat. It will download at the conclusion of this presentation. And the fireworks are going and the hearts are going and the balloons are going. Wow, this is amazing. Well, that's why they call it an AMA. Ask Me Anything AMAzing with, of course, Robert Hollis. And we thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be a part of this. We look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Matthew Hollis, thank you so very much for being our executive producer, our foundation, and the person who helps behind the scenes to get this all going. We love you and appreciate you. So, be good to yourself, be cash, and bye-bye until next time. And I'm going to ask everyone, as I say unmute, as we say, so long.
Thank you, Robert.
Hey, thanks, Robert. Way to go.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Craig,
Robert.
Bill,
Love
James,
you.
Mike,
Thank you,
Jerome,
Robert.
Mary,
God
John,
bless you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Robert.
Bye. Praying for you, man.
Dee, Jamie,
Care
nice
so
to
much,
meet you.
man.
Matthew, thank you.
Praying
Thank
for
you
you.
for the kind words.
Bye. Thank you, Robert.
Andy, Daniel,
Healing prayers, Robert.
Get well, brother.
Elaine, Melody, Hola
Wonderful.
from Sweden.
Hello,
Hey, Kai. Coach Curtis, how you doing?
Awesome, buddy.
Joshua Daramella.
Joshua.
God bless you, Robert.
Hey, our
God bless you.
multi-millionaire from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Hi,
Thank you.
Karen.
God
Hi,
bless you.
Arthur, Danielle, Harry Tulaka, Luca, Coach Bob. Hi, Diane, James. Love you guys. Thank you, Craig, again.
Love you, man.
Thank
Take care.
you, Bill. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Plus.